Welcome to the Site 65 podcast. I'm your host, Robert Tomato Peterson, and with me, we have the entire research department. Well, not really. We just have the two directors of research. We have
I'm dead.
Thank you, Keegan. We have the new deputy director of research, Keegan.
I'm very excited.
Yay. And we also have the actual department director, Barry.
Should get Michael on my Myers till my Halloweens.
Yes, it is Spooky Month.
Love that
Go
movie.
Spooky Month.
Ha 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 ha.
It's a shame. It's a shame we had Friday the 13th last month, but you know.
I forgot to wear my shirt to work, except they told me not to do that, and I said, "Well, sir, it's the principal. I have to wear that shirt." Like it really upset me when I don't wear my uniform, which is just a shitty
Listeners,
lab
if I
coat.
sound like I'm 1 foot in the grave, it's because I only got 2 hours of sleep. Site 65 sent me on a expedition last night to an abandoned asylum over in Kentucky. Ghosts galore. Actually, you know what the funny part is? The ghosts weren't even the thing they wanted me to investigate. There was a boiler down there, and the boiler, like, just... I don't know. The boiler
Why
just, like...
call MU13 for that, then?
I don't know, man. They send me on weird shit because I can't die half the time. You might want to redact that, actually. That's kind of...
Why'd you say that?
I'm on 2 hours of sleep, brother. I don't know.
Well, we won't go for very long today. But Barry, we spoke last week. I think last week was your first time hosting the podcast, and we didn't really get to the other questions I wanted to ask because there was a shouting match between the CI and what's her face. What was her name?
Baby screaming. What?
Amelia, I think.
Yeah, couldn't remember for some reason. Sorry, Amelia.
L.
Not sorry. Well, I'm sorry. I am.
So Barry, one of the questions that we like to ask people when they come onto the podcast is not only how did you get to your position, but what's your backstory? So the floor is yours. Tell us about yourself.
Prior to the foundation, I worked as a cryptozoologist, or a self-acclaimed cryptozoologist, more of a cryptid hunter. In the Midwest. Can't really give the location because that area's been locked off. But I was not doing very good because obviously any cryptids I found were SCPs or they weren't real. So I either got amnesticized and don't remember finding them, or they were just hoaxes or whatever. I swear I found a jackalope once, but turns out it was just some high school kids, the local town, just glued, like, poor animal, glued, like gorilla glued antlers to the poor thing. But eventually I found... Let me check my notes. Is this classified to talk about? Shit.
If it is all redacted, but go ahead and say it.
Basically, there's this blue mold thing I found. Basically, you can't maneuver it or anything. It's like a chronologically locked substance. So say you tried stretching it. No, you didn't. You never stretched it because it reversed time, and it basically retcons anything you tried to do to it. I made more samples by putting a metal divider slowly around it as I fed it a mixture of like mineral water and sunlight and various detritus from the forest floor. And it eventually split off enough that it actually kind of, I don't want to say mitosis, but like I guess it split into two on its own. And I have one sample at Site 234, one here at Site 65. And another's in my personal collection and my personal containment storage zone that I keep kind of secret hush hush usually, but I mean,
I'm gonna steal it.
It's not like I have much in there. As for what happened to me actually getting into the foundation, I posted research studies on my finds, and as for the mold, that post got taken down like 5 minutes after I put it up, and about 2 hours after, I don't remember their like designation, but not Village Idiots, Urban Brawl, they came knocking. And by knocking, I mean they kind of knocked my door off its hinges and battering rammed their way into my house. I was just about to go to sleep actually that night. Used to have a house.
Oh.
I mean, it's still there. I recently took the furniture out and moved it into my office after an incident, and yeah, I mean, I've been settled in, um, just kind of enjoying the life. Chaos Insurgency actually almost killed me on the way to Site 234. Um, oh, right, I almost didn't mention, and I'm not going to take too much time on this bit, but 234 was my original site designation, but there was a breach of 076-2 here at Site 65, and I forget the total casualty count, but there was a lot of positions open in research, so I joined. And I did that for a bit. I actually was in GenSec for a few years, worked my way up to officer, and then I kind of decided that research was my love, and I went through that. And eventually, I made my way to executive, worked very hard, revolutionized several policies, and basically, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of kept research in a stable position. I was the negotiator for a bit, and then one day the position opened, and wham, became department director. And
Hey, Devin, glad you could join the call.
oh,
Likewise.
Yeah, so we were just talking to Barry here. Barry was just recounting how he
man, it's cold.
became where he is in the foundation. So Barry, continue.
It's basically it. After I became department director, it just kind of has been study there. Been doing a lot of documentation, and there's a study I'm working on recently. Yeah, I believe that only certain people can access certain parts of this. So I think the clearance level stuff's fine, but it's a SCP-008 study.
Ooh, I don't know if we're supposed to talk about that.
You can say the number. You can't say what
Yeah,
it
you
is.
can't say what it is.
Okay.
Otherwise, we have to go get you.
Yeah. But anyway, don't worry, I know the protocols. But I'm not gonna give any information on the details, but it's a way to deal with something very akin to how firefighters deal with forest fires using planes in Canada. Sorry, like I said, 2 hours of sleep. Over here in Canada, we have what is called the Super Scooper, which is what they use for, dumping water on fires, and that's what the project's called. Is Project Super Scooper.
Super Scooper. Should
What
have been called
department
Super
director
Soaker.
are you?
Barry, director of research over at Site 65.
Oh no, I was looking what department you're because I might be switching departments.
So, E11.
Why are you switching departments?
I don't know. I think E11 is. I've gotten bored of it, and I kind of want to switch it up a bit now. Go in a different path.
That's understandable. If I would get tired of shooting D class all day as well.
We're not just shooting D class.
Oh, don't lie. That's all you do.
Hey, at least.
Fellas, that's not. No. I don't want to strike up this argument. All right, Barry, you finish telling your story because I want to tell mine. I'm very.
Oh, that was it basically. I'm just in a stable position now, just working under site command.
All right,
Nice.
Keegan, the floor is now yours.
All right. First site I ever really got to work at was a good old Site 9. Site 9 was a very interesting place because I just finished high school. Like I was just hot fresh out doing my own research, and the foundation was like, your family actually works for the foundation. Your dad was in it, your mom, and then my brother recently, like 10 years before me, had joined the foundation. He was like a security guard for a bit, a mobile task force E11, and now he's in ethics. So I don't know where the fuck he is now. He's gone. Hoping he's not dead. To be honest, he might be. But yeah, Site 9 was a very interesting place. I got to do a lot of good studies there. It was really nice. I don't remember a lot of them because it's just been too long. Honest to dear God. I do remember in a SCP like what's that one SCP? God, it's been so long since I've studied it. Fucking 280. Like the shadow thing, 280. Yeah. I was doing like a bunch of like flashlight tests on it with like candlelit lanterns, HID flashlight, tactical. It nearly killed me because I was a little stupid and decided to stand a little too close to its containment chamber. But yeah.
Pulling this up on my comms band here, Nico.
Yeah, so but doing Euclid class containment software is pretty cool. But at Site 19, Site 19 was easily the worst site I've ever worked at. Even worse than 65. I gotta say, like, in 65 is again working at any holding facility is fucking awful for like dangerous SCPs. But 19 was a special kind of awful. It was pretty bad.
Isn't that
Like
place using a modular system that's like just makes the place a complete labyrinth?
yes,
Oh,
and
Jesus.
it was awful. It was I didn't know, especially when there was that mass breach. Oh my god, it was crazy. Like a fucking 6A2 was there at the time. He broke out 106. It was fucking.
Oh yeah.
It was like a. It was off. They're trying to they're like trying to catch this D class or something. I don't know. But I remember James Carter actually worked there, and he's I noticed his armor, and I realized that every guard that worked there is dead but him. So I like to mention it to him every time I see him. So I gotta remind him. But yeah, you always gotta remind the one that got away. But yeah, I don't know how I lived through that. That was an awful experience. But hey, I'm here. So yeah, but and then Site 45. That's where I met you, Tomato. I met you at Site 45, all the way in Nevada. That was yeah. Good old guy trained me here and got me prepped for more research as a senior. That's where I met Moncher. Very nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is now though. He's probably
Somewhere
working
in Nevada.
somewhere.
Did I really train you?
Yeah.
God, that was so long ago.
Yeah, you like trained me for like other. You trained me for a specific. Yeah, you trained me for a. I think it was a 682 study.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
used to hold like
okay.
mass
It's
tests.
coming back to me now.
Yeah, it was nice. It was it was the first time I'd actually have to see 682 like up close, and I thought it'd be interesting, but it was more or less just disgusting. And I was really weirded out when you were just so used to it, but then I realized how much you worked with 682. So you're just really
Yeah,
used to
he
all the
kind of
bullshit.
tolerates me at this point.
Yeah. That's
Where?
that's the best way to say he quote unquote actually likes your existence in a way.
I wouldn't
Just
say he likes my existence. I think he just likes that I keep feeding him different foods.
Yeah.
I just realized I'm a little confused on something. Are
What's
we
up?
not able to talk about 008, but we can talk about 682? They're both the same clearance level.
Well,
Everyone
It sort of
knows
has
about
to do with
682.
semantics and what the
Yeah.
ethics thinks is approval for us to talk about.
To be
Oh, I
fair,
getcha.
I've
One
had
breaches all
like
the time, so
I've had D class walk up to me, including Duke, which she's a very nice D class. They know about 682. They've literally seen him like go
Yeah.
around killing people, and they've heard the numbers. So at this point, it's like everyone and their grandmother knows it. So it's just
God forbid.
But unlike
God,
we
Hell's
actually
Gate,
contain that thing. It seems like every Tuesday that thing breaks out.
poor
It
E11.
still owes me like a huge favor, so that's why I'm usually safe. It doesn't go.
he
to my
still owes
office
me
usually.
money.
Just owes you money.
I don't think
Why do
682
you
has
guys
a concept of
Stop
money.
running wages with like SCPs, man. That's
Well,
gonna
what
stop
do we have else to do down there?
I don't know, man. Go give 096 a bath. That motherfucker stank.
Yeah, he does stink.
No,
I
we'll
hate-
have 049 do that. Thank you very much.
There was like
Last
there was
time we
a
let
crime.
049 with 096, some weird shit happened.
Yeah,
He
so
was like,
oh
I mean, I swear, I saw the doc look Shy Guy straight in the eyes, and nothing happened.
yeah, that was a good test to spectate that day. That was interesting.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think one of my favorite tests to spectate was the SCP-173 and SCP. What was it? Oh, what is that? Trying to think. I can't think of it. I think it was one of the SCPs that's like really hard to remember or something. That's like the only thing I can think of.
I think my favorite test to watch was when the whole mini 682 happened.
Oh, I remember.
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't on site for that, but I saw photos.
Yeah. I was
That was
sad.
good. That was a good
Hold
test.
on a minute.
I'm gonna continue here because that was 45. But for I think my first project I got to lead was at Area 4221 in 2020. It was very interesting because I actually got to be a research. I actually got to be a instructional systems designer for that project. I actually got to write the document for our database for that. 4221 was a very interesting specimen. It was just a house actually near Canada. That's actually how I got here, was because of the 4221, because it's in Canada. And I it it was just weird. It was like this weird uncanny feeling, and you don't really get that a lot anymore for the foundation, unless like on this project.
Yeah, you get kind of used to like the weirdness that goes on around here.
Yeah, and the house was just covered in this black mold, like this. Just it was like
Yeah.
it wasn't really like any mold we've had on Earth, and there was this creature in the back, and it no, in the attic, and what it would do at random hours, it would go into like it would go up to this wall, like the north wall, and this hole would summon, like it would summon, and he would grab other mold out of it and make it a part of his being, and it was weird. It was incredibly weird. So, but I noticed that it was somewhat intelligent. So I ran some basic intelligence, and it has like the intelligence of like a 2-year-old, possible brain damage. But it feared, like, from what I remember from the actual study, is that it did indeed fear the color red somewhat.
Hmm.
I'm not sure why. Like there's a lot of weird things that higher ups, straight up site inspection, would not tell me. Like when I was asking them, hey, you know, the subject consistently sorted like red cars into their own stack, separating them from all the other like shades. It showed no unusual reaction to other colors. Same with the concept of numerals. It didn't like the number 7 in a pictograph form when taught the meaning. And with animals, it did show a mild depiction of itself. I do think long-term analysis of its intelligence could be underway if I get it approved in the future, because it is capable of mental growth over time. That's definitely something I could do. I got to fly a drone in there though, in the whole thing.
Hmm. Nice.
Really weird shit
I
happened.
can't fly drones. I just crashed them into walls.
Was that you the other day with DEA's drone then? Because they said someone stole
Yep.
their drone. I knew that was you. It was flying into walls and shit. They were chasing it like a bunch of rabbits. They were so upset. So
Look, I needed something to do. I popped back
DEA.
into site, and there
Once
wasn't much
DEA
to
hears
do.
this, they're gonna fucking come down to your office so fast. They were really pissed about that.
Joke's on you. I don't have an office anymore.
Oh yeah.
Knowing DEA, they'd probably hire him for his flying skills.
Yeah.
From what I saw, that footage, I honestly thought somebody like
I put the Benny Hill theme over it. I made
God.
someone in site inspection actually laugh with that. God.
Were y'all on site for that techie army situation?
Oh, there's
Which
techie
one?
armies. Yeah, but I said which one? There's so many times where they just
Dude, they unionize all the
Where
time,
like
and
200 techies got together and just roamed everything and rated like level 3 and 2.
I was not. That sounds amazing.
Oh my god.
dude, Chef Court is like, Chef Court was one of my favorite instances of them unionizing.
Yeah,
yeah. You just reminded me. There was a thing that happened a very long time ago on site, maybe 2 years ago. It involves a chef. A chef interacted with, somehow a chef interacted with a site inspector. And I don't entirely know what happened because I wasn't in the room at the time. But something happened where a scuffle broke out between the site inspector and the chef. This chef was maybe there for 3 weeks. And they broke them apart.
Fight?
Yeah, like a fist fight. I don't know. I don't entirely know what happened. Anyways, it ended up going to a tribunal. Because the chef was something about the chef was disrespected, and the site inspector was like, no, he did this, no, he did that, no, he did this. So it went all the way through interrogations, and it went all the way to a tribunal, and the site inspector's job was on the line. And it ended up being that, okay, so back in the day, we had SCP-294 in the cafeteria. Not entirely sure why. That seems like an incredibly bad thing to have just sitting there.
Well, it's a coffee machine.
Well, yeah, but it also can dispense anything.
We're really gonna put a child lock on that
Almost anything.
Yeah. So I think we looked at the security cameras, basically what happens is the chef walks up to 294, types in some letters, hits enter. All of a sudden, the site inspector doubles over. And and everyone kind of looks around like, "Oh, what's happening? What's going on?" The chef dispensed a cup of the site inspector's blood.
That's a no-no.
Yes, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Chef got up, threw the blood against the wall. It told the site inspector, "F you." They got into a fight, led all the way to a tribunal. Chef lost, got executed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the site staff are weird, man. I keep seeing this weird tech expert that, like, I don't even know how they get in my office half the time.
Are you talking about Carl?
Wait,
Oh, no, wait, no. Carl is maintenance, right?
Yeah, that's still site staff. Yeah, like a maintenance. Yeah.
Non-department aligned site personnel.
Wait. Are you telling me Carl has been getting in our office?
I don't know who Carl is.
How have you not seen Carl?
What did he?
Keegan basically told me. Keegan, go through the backstory of Carl
So
here.
Carl is
a tech expert outfit. He just didn't have
Yeah.
like a mask on.
Yeah, that's him. He's
shit.
the only one who doesn't wear the mask. And I asked, so he's basically this tech expert who I don't know where the fuck he came from, but he kept following me around. Like he kept trying to talk to me, and he says like the weirdest shit. Like it's like you know how someone who's like antisocial and doesn't know how to like talk to people. He's like that, but in a weird way. It's like everything he says it with some type of conviction, as if it's true. And
Is
I was
he
eating my lunch. And he just I forgot what he said exactly. I think he asked to get married. I was like, "Excuse me?" And then he just walked away. I was like,
Do,
"What?"
do we need to
Mm.
capture him and do experiments on him? Could he be a possible SCP?
You tried.
He has gotten into rooms he's not supposed to get into. He has known information that is not to be spoken. Which as soon as again, this happened to ISD. They tried to catch him, and as soon as he was behind the door, he was gone. And ISD just kind of looked at me. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. Whatever. ISD told me not to talk about that, but I was like, I'm gonna talk about that. I think everyone needs to know that is a possible reality bender that is on site, and we cannot catch him. So
All I know is that I tried to push him out of my office, and he like made a horrible like screeching noise when I touched his back.
he does
I
not
don't
like
know
to be
what was
touched.
wrong with him. Yeah, but it like I don't know. I heard like a sizzling sound or something when I touched his back, and it I don't know, weird.
Next time I see him, I might just try to kill him. Why not?
I mean,
I mean, I could like just do it in front of everyone to show he's like a reality bender.
if
Thank
if he
God.
is a reality bender, that would explain the sizzling because I'm an
Yeah.
unreality entity halfway. It's a long story. I'm like a living reality anchor, so that like I guess that kind of makes sense. I probably was hurting
Yeah.
him.
Oh
That's
shit!
why I don't do
Yeah.
tests on like 8837 or the type greens
Oh,
we have
wait,
on
yeah.
site.
Yeah, you kind of just proved it in a way. I don't even have to. You kind of just did. You're like, it's like because Abdul taught me some like thaumatology because I was hanging out. I was all part of his research team, and yeah, he knew thaumatology. And he taught me some of that, so I can do cool shit now.
That's probably why you've
These
been getting
fuck-
headaches because you're around me a lot more. If you start learning the
Dude, I thought
thaumatological like
scared me. I thought I had like a tumor or something because I was like getting chronic headaches. I was like, oh my god. I was like, dude, no way.
I mean, if you've been messing around with my old wrist cast devices, you might. I wouldn't touch those. They're made out of a lot of risky parts and less than ethically sourced materials.
Wow, you're like SCP Tony Stark. You get like shit that will just straight up kill you just to keep you alive.
I mean, partially. I could go into further detail about it, but I think we might be running out of time. I don't know how much time we got here.
No, go ahead. Keep talking.
Oh, all right.
There's kind of like for these podcasts, we typically do 25, 30 minutes, but like if you guys want to keep talking, like I'm not going to say no.
All right.
Hell, we did an episode a few weeks ago that was 50 something minutes.
Did we?
Geez.
Yeah, that was the 1 year anniversary episode. Yeah, some goobers.
Yeah, we did do that.
Yeah, some
Oh,
goobers
nice.
took over the show and talked about how it was all out of character and stuff like that. Whatever that means.
That's fucking
Well,
ridiculous.
I've been on a vacation from site, so I should be back in like 2 weeks.
What did you just say?
I've been on a vacation.
No. What, out of?
Yeah, I don't know. They pretended
Yeah.
it was all some sort of joke.
And they sounded like us. It
Uh,
was fucking weird. It was actually uncanny.
I think it was
I'm
AI.
not-
Yeah, it had to be like an AI voice. I swear to
Yeah,
God,
I
if that
keep
was site
thinking that.
inspection, if that was site inspection fucking with me, I'm gonna be really upset. I
Hold
don't
on,
like jokes like
plot
that,
twist.
man.
What if it's
That scares me.
Carl?
I don't know if that tech expert's smart enough to do that. I like threw a
I
grilled
don't know.
cheese
He
at him.
broke into a breach shelter a few months ago when me and Keegan were there playing chess during a breach,
Yeah.
and then he
It is-
broke out. I think he's able to do that.
It's not that hard to break into a breach shelter. I'm not gonna lie to you. You just need
Yeah,
to like.
he didn't go through the door.
No, he just went
Oh.
through like literally fifth. Like he, what's that word? What's that fancy word for phasing?
No clip.
No,
Teleport? Phase?
I mean, there's phase, but it's. I mean, we're scientists. We have to say something really fancy for no reason. Hold on.
I mean, we don't need
Uh,
to.
Tangible. He became tangible. Boom.
Atomic
I'm good.
misalignment with the other materials that are around him. It's how
Yes, yes.
SCP-106 is able to move through
Why
material.
do we talk like that on the
So-
database? Like they
so-
talk like that.
How it works for 106, and I've studied this extensively because the moment I became a researcher, like
Thank you.
CL2. So basically the way they work is 106 isn't like physically walking through the materials. Obviously they're like leaving behind a corrosive substance, but their
Yeah.
atoms like literally weave through the atoms of any material they're going through.
Weave.
That's why lead stops them so much, is because lead is just abhorrent to try and maneuver around.
Same weakness as Superman.
What?
No.
Superman's is kryptonite.
No, I mean like seeing through lead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like he can't
Being
go
able to
through
see
lead.
through materials is a horrible superpower.
That sucks. Yeah, like that is awful.
That's like one of the superpowers that just makes you look like a creep if you have it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Same with invisibility. Like the only superpower
Oh,
I would
yeah.
ever want is like flying. Like that'd be cool. Well, it depends. If I'm flying, am I faster than, a plane, or am I just like plane speed? Because if I'm plane speed, like, yeah, that's still cool and all, but at the same time, why not just take a plane?
The problem with that is if your ability is super speed, or anything like that, you'd also have to have the superpower of like super resilient skin. Otherwise, your like skin would just just pop off while you're running.
You make a
Oh,
fair
yeah.
point.
That's why if I had to choose a superpower instead of what I got, I'd choose the ability to manipulate probabilities.
I just, honestly, I don't even have to choose a superpower. I already got the ones I like.
My superpower is autism.
My superpower is the ability to not get women. Boom. That's a good
Same.
superpower. Guys, I don't fumble my job, okay? I fumble women. That's something I do, okay?
I
Big flex of mine.
don't women, so I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't men or woman. I myself. That's what I do. Okay, well not. Anyway. About my condition.
Evan, what about you? Do you pull bitches?
Actually, I have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You can't around here. You have to quit. On Site
Yeah.
65, you can't get women. You have to get out of here. Fired.
You're married to the game, not to the wife.
Game.
Well, the game has kidnapped me many times, so
The
Oh,
gambit
geez,
that is
doesn't
life.
sound like a very good relationship.
no, I don't think ISD likes me very much.
I love ISD. I love
The
messing
only
with them.
ISD team that likes me is the O1.
Yeah,
I
I
like
remember if it was
A1 'cause
classified
they're
still or
so
not there
cool.
for a second, didn't
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
I
there's
like-
very few things we can't talk about on this podcast.
I
you?
like
A1.
008 apparently.
Well, yeah, you could say the numbers, but
Everyone
I
knows the
know.
number. Even the D class for some reason knows the
Oh
number.
yeah.
Even Duke knows
So-
that.
No, 1 second. Somebody's knocking at my door. What? No, I'm in the middle of something. No, I'm not going to sign your 2-page document, you flat-foot, no signature having CL1 looking ass.
Damn.
Get
out!
Why'd you have to get out? Damn.
Barry,
No.
that was
Now
There
he's
is
gonna
a
come at me
reason
about
why I have my executives sign these things. It's because if I sign something that is as crap of quality as that, and with all due respect, you could probably get a mentorship at the BOE or something, but like that document, I'm seeing it right now. You redacted half the page. You're just fucking with me. Get out! No, you
He's
stop.
becoming J. Jonah Jameson.
I'm in the middle of something. Leave me alone. Oh, boo-hoo, get ethics. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. I'll Agent Orange your office. Don't even.
I'm on the site's computer looking at Amazon, and I'm gonna need a new PC now.
Really?
Well, I have a copy of the Foundation credit card, so I mean, go nuts.
You're the. Oh my god, that was you, dude. Marvin always asked me to pay the power bill, and it was you. You keep fucking. Marvin's dead.
Look, look. 173 wanted. He wanted a hammer.
Marvin's
Okay.
dead.
No, not you, 999. You can come here.
Oh, 999s, they're cool.
Yeah, don't touch the bomb this time, you little creamsicle.
Bomb?
Oh, yeah. For our CI listeners, don't really care. I know it's not Christmas yet, but expect a gift.
There's this guy
No, it's
called
fine.
Easton.
It's non-harmful. It's one of those break ones, so you should tell your highest commanding members to go in there and look at it.
Yeah, some good ass computers.
Corner. Now, I'm a little mad at you. Yeah, because you opened the D-class stores the other day and let like 5 of them out. You scared the pee out of Duke.
Oh, boy. Yeah, they always be scaring Duke.
They'd be scaring Duke because all the other D-class, it's really hard to determine which one's Duke.
I am
except for, like, the
entirely
white
sure.
outfit.
I'm entirely sure that Duke was not like a prisoner. That he was definitely a civilian that we
I
pulled
talked
from.
with him actually about that.
Was he? Or was he a prisoner?
He doesn't know. I think he was
That's-
amnesticized about that or something.
That is. I'm gonna have to talk to site inspection about that because that pisses me off. Like,
I don't even know if it
Cool
was
guy.
site inspection that did it. I think. Okay, so I know that our other sites do the work program differently. I know that I've been pushing for a D-class redemption program over here at 65, but I think at like site 12, give or take, I think it is, they amnesticize the D-class of their previous lives. And they keep them indefinitely longer than like the month that we keep them in most sites.
Yeah.
Um,
We don't like kill them. Like the rumors was like, all right, we take them out and we execute them. No, we just reuse them.
just amnesticize them.
Yeah.
We just like make them forget the last month, and we just keep doing it.
Yeah.
I think the only time we let D-class go free is if they're trustees and they have like actually really good service. I think the only reason we haven't let Duke out is because their service has been mostly
Too
work
good.
programs.
Yeah. It's been for me. It's been too good. And also, we don't amnesticize Duke anymore, so he knows about 008 and 682.
Oh yeah, I've talked to Duke about my condition.
I
He's a real
should-
G.
Should have not said that on the podcast because now site inspection is gonna immediately just like fucking like just like pull out their chairs as fast as they can and just run out the room to go get them.
Nah, that'll bluff. That would require them to do something.
Ah.
Yeah.
I would say that was site inspection on the podcast, because they listen to this podcast, Barry.
Oh, I'm messing with them. They know they're my homies.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Alright,
close with I'm close with them.
I think we're gonna end off the podcast here, for the day at least. So let me do my spiel, and then we'll have everyone do their closing remarks. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the Site 65 podcast. You could find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I think I took down the cross post to Twitter because no one really used it. And we're on a couple other sites as well that get auto posted from the RSS feed. I don't really know them, but if you use them, I mean, go ahead. Shout out to all the people who have been listening. We have listeners from all around the world. We have listeners in Kenya.
Do we?
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Oh my god. And then now it's
Now
dropped
we
to
don't have
0%.
any listeners in Kenya anymore.
Now it's dropped to 0%.
Which is it's funny because I don't think we have a site in Kenya, so I don't know what's going on there.
We have bases.
Okay, so
Well,
yeah, so
campsites.
we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You could find us there, just Site 65 Pod or Site 65 Podcast. There's also a support page. You can go and support the podcast there if you want to. We're going to keep doing this regardless if you support it or not, because frankly, we enjoy doing this and I have a lot of fun with it. Remember, keep this podcast within Foundation comms only. Don't let it get out to the general public. That would be a massive info breach, and frankly,
And
we
people
don't
wouldn't
want
really
that.
believe it. Like a podcast about a place down at like down some secret. I don't know. It just sounds like everything we talk about just sounds weird. and it sounds like fake and made up.
Yeah, I do put on the podcast listings on Spotify. I did put that this was comedy fiction. So hopefully that kind of if someone does listen to it who isn't part of the foundation, they go, funny story. But yeah, So support our podcast if you can. I'll go through the list of people here. Barry, do you have anything you want to say to the nice people?
Keep on keeping on.
Keegan, do you have anything you want to say to the nice people?
Do not reality bend. That is all.
Fair enough.
It's my
And
job. I want
Devin.
to teleport around.
Oh, Devin, do you have anything you want to say to the nice people?
If it walks like a duck, if it acts like a duck, it may not be a duck.
Quack. Anyways, thank you very much for listening to the Site 65 podcast. I'm Ben, your host, Robert Tomato Peterson. Thank you very much for listening and have a wonderful day.
No, that's